welcome back. We're going to be ripping 1990 Fleers until we complete the set, which is on the right. So last time, just laying around, I found that Kevin Mitchell, the All Star insert. I also wanted to point out some key rookies. I didn't go through that. So Sammy Sosa, who was my favorite player growing up, Larry Walker, Juan Gonzalez, Deion Sanders, which crosses over to football, as we probably know, and David Justice. So those are the top rookie cards in that. A lot of Hall of Famers in this set. And we will see many of those Hall of Famers and maybe talk about them. But I want to focus on the little guys. So let's see what's in this pack. All right, everyone. I'm back with round two of 1990 Fleer baseball cards. Looking for that set that is on the right. But yeah, let's open it up. All right. So something I didn't point out last time, these quizzes are all stickers. So got a nice Cub sticker, which I really like. I really like those stickers. We got Danny Tartable, Mike Witt, John Moses, Steve Wilson, nice. Lou Whitaker, a Tiger, a should-be Hall of Famer Tiger. And we got a actual Hall of Famer, Tony Gwynn. This is a really good pack. I don't think I've ever seen these Player of the Decade ones. Roger Clemens, maybe others should be Hall of Famer. We can have that steroid debate. Randy McCammett, Dennis Lamp, Andre Dawson. I believe he is also a Hall of Famer. It's a really good pack. Gary Sheffield, another maybe should be Hall of Famer. Man, I should have set up more of my stage today. That might be a Sheffield rookie. Let's look at the back there. It is. I'm not sure with service time and stuff. Not sure on that one. Oops, Tony fell a little. Bill Kruger, Mike McFarland, Dave Magadan. I believe that is one I need. I need 210. That's one I need. Awesome. So that's who the video gets to be about, Dave Magadan. And I'll make sure I'm pronouncing that right when I do the review. And Brooke Jacoby. Awesome. So a lot of good cards here. Got that one I need. Man, I can't keep these guys on the stage though. Got that one I need. Looks super happy to be there. That's cool. Got some Hall of Famers, some stars. Yeah, that's a really good pack. All right, I'll see you next time. All right, and next time is now because that's not how I end my videos. So yeah, Dave Magadan. I wanted to look at this card, so found some nice screenshots of it. These cards are just nice. You got the red, white, and blue on front. You got the red, white, and blue on back. Dave Magadan probably could have been happier for this, but that's okay. You know, playing for the Mets can be rough, even though they were in a really good era, and I kind of want to talk about that more. So on the right, we're gonna have this strike through list. I'm just gonna keep that just to keep the people we have already on there because I want to see where we started from. So I want to talk about Dave Magadan a little today, both his career before MLB, after MLB, but mostly during. So you can see most of his career was with the Mets. Another dude like Kevin Mitchell, who he primarily played for one team and then he kind of bounced around. So I really like up in the upper right hand corner on Baseball Reference how they have all their numbers. So I think he had a couple different uniform numbers for the Mets, 29, 10, and then the rest he bounced around Florida, Seattle, back to Florida, I believe, Houston, Chicago, the A's, and then San Diego. And doing I wouldn't call it research, but doing some Googling, doing some Wikipedia, looking at Dave Magadan. Again, really interesting career. So he actually got called up with the 86 Mets. That's the team that won the World Series, but he didn't get a ring. So he was a September call up, called up September 7th, and wasn't put on the playoff roster. So again, he didn't get that ring, but he stuck with the Mets up until the early to mid '90s, the '92 season. So it looks like he probably got those years of service time in, and they had to sign him to a contract, and they let him walk. I'm not sure. I didn't look up his free agent history, but that 1990, 1989, and 90, he was really good. 1990, a 4.6 war, hit 328 with a 417 on base percentage, 874 slugging. It doesn't get a lot better than that. For He was primarily a third baseman. He moved around a little bit, but that's pretty dang good. And he had a few more solid years, picking up 2 WAR for Oakland in '97. He played all the way till 2001, and I think part of the reason for that is he was just a baseball guy. So if you look up here, relatives, cousin of Lou Piniella, and he was also I found a cool picture of him with his cousin Lou getting the 1983 Golden Spikes Award. So, the Golden Spikes Award is the award given to the top player in amateur baseball. So, he won that in '83. He led Alabama to, um, I think they won the 80. I think they won the championship. I'm not sure on that, but I know he had success in college. And then, these guys that stick around for a long time in the majors stick around because people like them. They have good relationships. And directly after his career, he went from being playing for San Diego '99 through 2001, and then he started coaching for them in 2003. Stayed with them till 2007 when he joined the Red Sox and won a World Series as a coach with the Red Sox. Stayed there till 2012, went to the Rangers, went to the Diamondbacks, went to the Rockies. So he was in baseball from the if you count college. Let's not count college. He was in pro baseball from the time he was drafted in '83 with the Mets organization all the way to 2022. So he was in baseball for about 40 years. So really interesting guy. And besides that, like what a good pack. We had Sheffield in there, we had Roger Clemens in there, we had Andre Dawson, we had Tony Gwynn, we had Lou Whitaker. That is a solid pack of '80s and '90s. Really, really good quality players, both Hall of Famer and Hall of Very Goods. And we have Sheffield and Clemens are those steroid guys, and I'm gonna be opening '80s and '90s packs, so the steroid thing is gonna come up a lot. And ask me my point of view on steroids in baseball. We can talk about that more, but I'm sure I'll cover that. All right, now I'm out. All right, I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.